Saturday, so we are going to go to the grocery store. We are going to be doing some meal prepping today, so I wanted to take you guys along on some behind the scenes and show you how I make my list, how I decide what I'm going to make, how I maximize my ingredients, and just my whole routine for how I meal prep and get ready for the work week. We're supposed to get a lot of snow this weekend, so I fear that we are going to be snowed in tomorrow. So I'm going to go to the grocery store today on Saturday. I actually usually do that, but I usually go a little bit earlier. I kind of took my time getting out of bed today. So it is almost 11 o'clock. We're gonna go to Trader Joe's and tomorrow I'm going to meal prep everything. But so first things first, I go through my fridge and my pantry and see what we are working with. Typically by the end of the week, we have basically nothing in our fridge and near nothing in our pantry as well, but that is exactly how I like it. I don't like how my fridge looks, but I am happy that I've used like almost all of my ingredients for the week. That means that I had a good grocery run last week. So let me show you guys what I have in my fridge right now. It is bare. Got seltzers, we've got half of an onion, we still have some eggs, a little bit of wine, we have a lot of lettuce, we have some beef broth. That is a leftover that I'll probably have for lunch today. Dalton loves Arizona iced tea, so we've got that, and then sweet tea over there. Hopefully he'll finish those up maybe today or tomorrow. We've got a little bit of sour cream. This is like less than half full. This is about half full of Greek yogurt. And this might be bad, so I might need to get rid of this. I didn't even want to show it on camera in case it was bad. It wasn't bad, so I'm gonna hold on to it for a second, but almost gone with that too. And then we've got a couple of juices. This is a mess, but we've got a couple tomatoes. This lime does not look so good. We've got a zucchini to use up, some lemons, garlic, and then some herbs. I think all of those herbs look okay, so we're gonna hold on to those. And then we have a couple pieces of bread. I've probably got to get rid of this. Cream cheese is no longer good. Got a little bit of other shredded cheeses. Dalton likes to make sandwiches during the week, so we've got turkey. And then we've got a little bit of mozzarella cheese. I'm going to use that to make pizzas tonight along with that pizza sauce. Oh, I didn't know I had feta. Get rid of those. And then we have a lot of milk. These are both still good, but hopefully we'll use up some of this. We probably don't need to get much milk. I don't foresee us using a lot. And then in our pantry, again, we've got like a little bit of snacks going on. A couple things that we just need to finish up. We'll probably grab some snacks. I might use this for part of my meal prep to use some of this up. We've got a little bit of protein powders here. Dalton uses those during the week. A lot of cereal in the back. This actually goes down here. This is all just flour and baking things, but I don't think we need anything there. And then this is all kind of miscellaneous as well, but nothing really there. But we definitely need some snacks, and we'll probably try to work with this for dinner. At least one dinner during the week. We definitely need some rice, but I'll probably try to use this for dinner during the week. We also have this that I could use up as well. All right. Ideas as I was going through. So I know that I'm going to use that pancake mix for my breakfast for my meal prep this week. I'll probably use that zucchini for dinner this week. Oh, I forgot to even look in the freezer. We've got bacon and chicken for me, and then we have a ton of ice cream. Definitely don't need any of that, but so I'll probably try to use up that chicken for dinner this week, along with the zucchini, and maybe put that over our quinoa, so that will get rid of those. I might grab like a squash to put with that, and then some lemons. I'll probably grab some more lemons. I always use those, so we'll get some more of those. And then this week, I'm looking at my calendar, I am out with a friend on Thursday. Crouton has a late vet appointment on Friday, so we'll probably do takeout that night. And then the weekend is always hard because I feel like we never really know what we're going to do, so we usually plan for leftovers, maybe pizzas again, or takeout. I think Monday we'll do the chicken. I kind of want something easy for Tuesday and Wednesday, so I was thinking of doing like a grilled cheese tomato soup. There's a really good tomato soup that I get from Trader Joe's, so that is like another easy one. And then Wednesday, usually I'll get ground beef, but I feel like we've been having like, I'm kind of sick of the ground beef. So I might look for a different meat. I'm thinking maybe like pork or salmon for Wednesday night with some just like roasted veggies. It's so easy to just grab like potatoes and green beans. So I'm gonna base my list off of that. All right, so this is what we decided on for this week. Honestly, not too much going on in the back half of the week. So we've got 3 dinners that we're making, and then I'm out some takeout. We do homemade pizzas on Saturdays, and then Sundays we'll just try to clean up whatever's left in our fridge. But not too bad. So we're gonna head to Trader Joe's. I'm also gonna do my meal prep. So we're gonna do those pancake bites. I'm going to do, I just got new little containers. Hold on. I just got these. So I'm gonna do a couple snacks in these. Hi. And then this is clean, so. Then there's also this smaller version. So I'm just gonna do a trail mix or some fruit in those for my snack. And for lunch, I am going to use up some of the bacon that we have in our freezer, and I'm gonna make like a BLT type of chopped salad. So let's go get all that stuff. Dalton is vacuuming because our house is a literal mess, but that took us so long because everyone is out because of the snow. Trader Joe's was mobbed. We also went at like noon, so that was horrible. Trader Joe's was mobbed. We also had to go to Target to get a couple things. That was mobbed. We went to get bagels. We went to pick up a prescription, and then we went to 2 gas stations to try to find some more ice melt because of the snow, and everywhere is sold out. So that just took us like 2 hours. Usually it doesn't take me that long. Usually I go really early and I am like back really quickly. So that sucks that that just took so long. Now I'm just gonna put everything away. I usually make a video of that and I put it up on my Instagram, so I will probably try to link that somewhere in this video, where I show everything that I got from the grocery store and the total price. Much better. All right, we are going to meal prep for the work week. So this week I'm gonna make pancake bites. I'm gonna make a salad with arugula and bacon. It's gonna be like BLT inspired. And then I might add some other like little ingredients in there. I have some corn to use up, so I might use some corn in there as well. And then for snacks, I'm doing trail mix and cherries. I have to wash these. I'm gonna start by getting the bacon going so I can crumble that up. So open this up and get that going. I'm gonna turn this on so it can heat up a little bit. And then we're gonna preheat the oven as well for the pancake bites. And then I also need, you're done. I also need to chop up the lettuce and the arugula. I'm gonna try to chop everything like super small. And then I'm also gonna dice up the tomatoes. I gotta get my corn going. I just got the bacon going. And we filmed that. So I'm gonna let that cook. And then I need to get some other things ready. So I know that I need to chop these. I need to chop this. I need to chop my lettuce and my arugula. But I also need to videotape all that. So I need to grab a bowl for my pancake bites to mix everything in. Let's do that. I also need a salad bowl, so I'll grab that. I'll do this one. The bacon just finished. I just put these into the oven to cook. I'm not sure how long they're gonna take. I put 12 minutes, so we'll see how that does. I just chopped up a bunch of lettuce. We're gonna put tomatoes and we're gonna put tomatoes and bacon in as well. And then we're gonna do some feta and some corn. And then I'm gonna make like a lime dressing to go on the side. This just went off, but I feel like I could use some more time. So I'm gonna leave those in for a second. Okay, so everything for my lunch is ready to go. This, I just filmed putting this all together. I made a dressing to go with the salads, and then I'm also gonna put one of these little guacamoles on the side of each one, or inside of this if everything can fit in there. I got all my containers ready, so I'm gonna put the salads in these square ones. I'm gonna put the pancake bites in these. I'm gonna put the trail mix in these, and I'm gonna put the cherries in these. My kitchen is a mess now. And then these are all done too. These look so good and they smell so good. I might have a couple. Yeah, so I basically just have to film putting everything into their containers and then I'm all done. Okay, I literally had to stop filming both because I was getting so confused with what I was filming on here and what I was filming on there, and I kept forgetting to hit record. So I just finished putting everything into their containers. So we've got the salad with guac and then the dressing on the side. We have 2 cherries, I have 2 trail mixes, and then we have the little pancake bites. So everything's all set. I'm gonna put all of that into the fridge. We're good to go for the work week. This is the aftermath here. A good Sunday reset ahead of me. But overall, meal prepping, I think one of the biggest things is to just find what works the best for you. I have found what works best for me is grocery shopping on Saturday and then prepping everything on Sunday. I like to plan out all of my meals, and I kind of showed in the beginning how I go through my pantry and see like what I could use up. Same with like that salad. I don't know if I said this before, but I realized like I had corn, so I kind of threw some extra stuff into there to use up some of those ingredients that were like sitting in my freezer or in my fridge. I definitely don't like to have any food waste. Sometimes it's hard. I for sure like throw things out sometimes, especially when it comes to like fresh fruit and stuff like that. It's hard to keep everything good for a long time, but I do like to buy fresh produce because I find that that is the healthiest option. I like to spend a lot of time in the produce aisle, but that's why mapping everything out is the most helpful, so that I don't just get random ingredients and then have to go back to the store later in the week. I like to make one grocery run and not have to go back. So that is also another goal and another little time saver. One big thing with meal prepping is that you need to find ingredients that won't go bad throughout the course of the week, or that will still be good when you're ready to eat them. I only let things sit in the fridge for like at most 5 days. The FDA typically says like, I think it's like 3 to 4 days. But you probably noticed I put in those little guacamoles that are like pre-packaged so that that won't go bad. Normally I would have put avocado in to that salad, but instead I found those little guacamoles so that I don't have to worry about it going bad throughout the week. So when I eat those, I'll open up the guac and just pour it into my salad. I feel like when I started meal prepping, I started by just doing very little things, like just putting trail mix into Ziploc bags and putting those into the pantry so that they're easier to grab. But anything that saves you time during the week is meal prep. Or you don't even have to use like, you don't have to use fresh produce. You can use frozen produce. I don't think the nutritional value is much different frozen versus fresh. So if you're the type where you don't know if you're going to be in the mood for something later in the week, or you don't know if you're going to use something, then I would suggest getting frozen. Then you could use it down the road, kind of like I did with the corn this week. All of my little containers that I use are from Caraway, and I like them because they are non-toxic and they're also glass. Like a little bit safer putting my foods in there, and then they also seal really well. So I find that they keep things better for longer. But like I said, if you are looking to start meal prepping, I would say a great place to start would be looking at my Substack and checking out some of those recipes, along with searching Pinterest and really finding like what you like. Another great tip is to just kind of start with your favorite meal of the day. So whether that's breakfast or lunch or even dinner, and try to just prep one meal for the whole week. I also send out a newsletter each week where you can get all of my recipes along with some of my current favorites and some discount codes. And I usually try to send it out pretty early on Sunday mornings, but I try to send that out nice and early so that you guys have it, and you can even prep the same thing I did that same week. Through the link in my bio, you can find the Caraway containers there. You can find my Substack there. And if there's anything that I'm missing, comment and let me know, and I will try to add some more about that. I'm going to also try to add an Instagram highlight maybe with some of these tips along in there, so that that is at your disposal as well. But I hope that you enjoyed meal prepping with me, and hopefully this gives you some inspiration or gives you some ideas for meal prepping. I have found that this is one of my most favorite habits that I do because it makes my week so much easier, and it takes the stress out of cooking dinner, and I feel like it makes us cook dinner at home more. So I hope this is a habit that you consider trying, and have a great weekend. Ended up putting a little question box onto my stories to ask people if they had any questions regarding meal prep, so I could give you guys the answers that you want and make this video as helpful as I possibly can. So I definitely got some questions, a couple of the same questions. I know that I mentioned a few things earlier, but I'll kind of try to give like a good recap all about meal prepping so that you guys can have all the info that you need to get started if you don't prep already. So the question that I got the most was, how do you decide what you're going to make for the week? And this definitely has taken some time for me to find things that I like, but overall I think something that helps me a lot is realizing that just about anything can be made into meal prep. So if there's any meal that you like, just in general, if it's chicken parm or like buffalo chicken or burgers, there's so many ways to make these things into like bowls or lettuce wraps or chicken with sauce over rice. So basically at the beginning of the week when I make my grocery list, I just take into account what I'm in the mood for, maybe something that I saw during the week or had during the week that was good. And then I definitely reuse some recipes. So like I said, all of those recipes can be found on my Substack. So if you're looking for some inspiration, I think I'm over 100 recipes on there now. I'm almost there. I have 96 recipes on there right now. And that includes some weeknight dinners as well. So if you're looking to do what I do and plan your dinners for the week as well, that'll be a really great place to start. I also have a lot of recipes just saved throughout my Instagram and my TikTok. I know on TikTok it's a little bit easier because you can look at my series. So I like to use Pinterest a lot. I'll use Pinterest for inspiration, especially for like bowls or different sauces. It's super helpful to use that. It's really helpful for myself that I keep everything in my Substack, because sometimes I'll just search through my previous recipes and make something from there. So like I said, it's definitely nice to have like that hub of things, and especially because some of these recipes I haven't made in a while, so I'll even use my own recipes and go back and make those. Whenever I'm looking for something new, I definitely go to Pinterest. Sometimes even Trader Joe's, and I see certain dressings or marinades, I'll think about making something with that. So for example, it was a couple weeks ago, I think I found like a peanut dressing from Trader Joe's, and we made that into a dinner. So we marinated chicken in that, even though it's dressing. And then we served it with like veggies and rice on the side. I think that a great go-to is some kind of chicken in a sauce of your liking over rice, and then with roasted veggies, whatever you think goes with it. But that's a really great place to start. Another question that I got was, where do you store your recipes, on your phone or a paper binder? I used to like print them out or have a lot of like screenshots of things. Definitely is helpful, like I said, to have the Substack. I do also have a couple things. I need to be better at like filling them out, but I actually have one right here. I have a couple little recipe books like this. This one is newer. I haven't actually filled this one in, but I also have, my mom had this made for me for my bridal shower, and then everyone brought a recipe. And then there's like these cute little dividers inside. And then I have a bunch of these cards to like fill out. So I have put a couple recipes in here, but again, I need to definitely be better at adding them in. Hello. No. Another question that I got was tips for making it not as messy and time consuming. I try to prep ingredients that are similar for my meal preps, or for example, this week when I made the muffins, so I made that muffin mix first. So then that while those were in the oven, I could chop everything else and get everything else ready. I'll try to kind of break down my tasks so that I'm only using like one cutting board, like bowls and mixing things. Try to get my chopping for all of the recipes out of the way at the same time if I can. And the things that are more passive, so if like something needs to simmer on the stove or go in the oven or even sit in the freezer or fridge for a little while, I'll try to do that first so that the time that it takes for things to do those more passive things, I can be doing other parts of the meal prep, if that makes sense. Cleanup is probably the worst part, because once you finish meal prepping, you just want to be done, and then your kitchen's usually a mess. That's probably why I choose recipes that have more minimal ingredients if I can. Also asked, how do you find new dishes without getting bored of eating the same thing? This is a little bit similar with like how I decide, but I'll use all different kinds of things as inspiration. So if I go to my favorite local restaurant and they have a special salad on the menu, I'll like maybe try to go home and remake that. And I get a lot of inspo from Pinterest, TikTok. I go with the seasons as well. So I'll try to do like seasonal veggies. I'll look at what's in season at the time. And if I do like a roasted veggie on the side, I'll try to do things that are more in season. I personally don't really get sick of eating the same thing, at least throughout the week. There are definitely certain meals that I could just eat over and over and never really get sick of, as long as there's like a meat or a protein in it. And I try to make things with great flavor so that I don't get sick of them. For some people that might be a lot, like eating the same thing 4 days in a row, but I don't find it to be. And I might have mentioned previously, but you could also prep like 2 separate types of lunches. So you could eat one lunch 2 days, eat another lunch the other 2 days. You don't have to make the same thing for all 4 days. You could just make smaller serving sizes and have different meals throughout the week if you wanted to. But I just find making everything the same is a little easier on the time side. Someone asked more about maximizing grocery shopping. I went through a little bit of that in the beginning, but basically that is when I go through my pantry and my fridge and I see what I have and what I can use up. For example, like the lunch this week, I used up all that lettuce that I had. I used up the corn that I had. I used up some of the tomatoes that I had. So I tried to maximize all of those ingredients, and especially things that were going to go bad so that I could use them up. It's another really great way to get some inspiration for dinner or what to make that week. So for example, I went into my freezer and I had 2 chicken breasts. So I know I'm gonna make something with chicken this week for dinner or for lunch. I also had the bacon, so that's what inspired the BLT chopped salad. And then pretty much seeing the corn in there is what made me want to go more of like a Southwest style salad with that. So really just using the ingredients that you have. And then another hack that I use is, again, on Pinterest. If you have just certain ingredients, and even if you don't know how they fit together, sometimes I'll just search like ground beef and Parmesan cheese and see what comes up. Ground beef and Parmesan cheese recipes and see what comes up. I'm just using 2 random ingredients, but if you have a couple different ingredients that you think might go together, but you don't know how to bring them together, you can just search those, or even on Google, and things will probably come up, and try to find a dish that you like. There's a lot of really great stuff out there. I'm sure you could do the same on TikTok and get some stuff too. I've been really liking using TikTok to see more videos of people making food. Somebody asked, how much do you prep, and do you prep dinners as well? I do not prep my dinners. I just plan my dinners. So I prep my breakfast for the work week. So I hope that it gets me usually from Monday to Thursday. On Friday mornings, we go out to breakfast. So I know that I'm going to get a breakfast sandwich when I go out after our workout on Friday. And then For lunches, again, I make 4 of them. I work a half day on Friday, so I'm not there for lunchtime. So I only need 4 lunches for my work week. So I'll do enough for 4 servings of breakfast, 4 servings of lunch. And then in the last couple weeks, I've been switching up my snacks. I've been doing 2 different snacks, 2 on one day and 2 on another, 1 on 2 days and then 1 on the other 2 days. How do I want to say that? Because I got those little smaller caraway packs, so I've been putting small snacks in those, and I feel like that keeps things interesting during the week too. I've been trying to keep that really simple with trail mix or fresh fruit, or just easy like chips and hummus, or veggies and hummus or ranch. But it's super helpful to prep some snacks too, because I don't know about you guys, but I definitely need to snack during the day. So, but as for my dinners, I try to plan ahead. So on Sundays, I'll kind of look at my week and see what's going on. Let me grab my list. So I kind of showed you guys a little bit before, but this is the list that I use. So on the side, it has a little meal plan, and usually we cook a little bit more during the week. I would say we usually cook 4 to 5 times, usually more on the 5 end of things. And then Dalton will take the leftovers typically for lunch the next day. And then any leftovers that we still have, we'll usually clean up at the end of the week, like Saturday and Sunday for lunches and dinners. We'll clean up everything else. I don't know if I really went in depth with this list, but I love how it kind of breaks things up by the aisle. So we have like produce, meat, fish, dairy, and then the grains, and then other. So everything is broken up there. And this kind of follows like how my brain works in the grocery store. So I love using this list. This is from Sugar Paper, and I think it's like 20 bucks, but it has been a really great investment, and it's lasted me a long time. There's a lot of sheets, and obviously it gets you through the whole week. So I probably will need to buy a new one soon, but I've had this for a while and it's lasted me. Someone also asked if I ever take multiple trips to the grocery store. I definitely try not to. That is my goal, is to not, but sometimes we will make things, especially for dinners, that require me to go back out to the grocery store. One thing that comes to mind is, I think it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, we made clam linguine, and so I wanted to get the clams fresh, so we went out to the market that day to get the clams so that they were fresh for that day. But otherwise, that is usually my goal. I know I did good for the week if by the end of the week my fridge is essentially empty and we used almost everything up. And then if I don't have to run back out and grab any ingredients, that is usually my goal. We definitely have like beefed up our spice cabinet and like some of those reoccurring ingredients over time. When we first started cooking, it felt like we were buying so many spices. I remember we had to like get like garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, all the dried herbs and things. So now that our spice cabinet is a little more full, we don't feel like we're spending so much money getting all of these spices. So those are more things that you buy every now and again, and they last you for a lot longer. So I do feel like that helps with our grocery list too, because we have a lot of those like staple ingredients or condiments and spices and baking things that we don't need to keep buying recurrently. A great tip is just that, I think I've said this before, but anything that saves you time is meal prepping, and everything doesn't have to be from scratch. So even if you have like, I love the tomato and roasted red pepper soup from Trader Joe's. Even if you put that into a container and just heat it up at work, and if that's something that you enjoy, or sometimes I'll make that and I'll add in tortellinis and ground beef. It's like super quick, maybe a 15-minute meal. But soups are really great because they reheat well and they last a long time. Another great tip is especially with soups, you can freeze them. So if you don't end up using them for the week, you can stick things into the freezer, and then you could have them up to like 2 or 3 months later, and it could save you time making dinner even a month down the road. So I like also making things that are okay to be frozen, or that would be good reheated after being frozen. Soup is one of those really great ones that you could put into the freezer. You could also do that with sauce. If you make a pasta with a meat sauce, make some extra sauce and set some aside, and then next time you want to make it, you can just thaw the sauce and cook the pasta, and it will be so much quicker for you next time. So anything that saves you time is definitely considered meal prep in my book. I feel like I kind of covered everything question-wise. If you guys think of any other questions, feel free to DM me. I'm probably the most responsive on Instagram. I literally don't open any messages on TikTok because don't feel like going through those. Is my Substack. I also have some free recipes on there if you want to get started with some of those. I put all of the recipes that I use for meal prep up on there, but if I get the recipe from someone else, I will put it up as a free recipe because it's not mine to sell to you if I didn't make it. So there are a few recipes on there, especially the one I made today, the pancake bites. I use Bob's Red Mill protein pancake mix. So if you want to make that full recipe and all the details are on there. The cooking instructions are really helpful on there. I kind of had to mess around with that because it is a pancake mix. It's not really a muffin mix. Stole a recipe from Matthew McConaughey. Part of me, when I see celebrity recipes, I don't know if they actually made it or not, but apparently it was Matthew McConaughey's tuna salad recipe. It was amazing. I made that as one of my meal preps, but that is another unlocked recipe on there. So if you're looking to try that one, that's up there for free. And that was a really good one. And it almost got better as the week went on. So I highly recommend that. There's definitely more free ones on there. So especially with the snacks, I think some of the easy snacks, I definitely put those up there that are unlocked recipes. So I would say search through those to start. And again, if you have any questions, send me a DM and I will answer anything else that you guys have. But in the meantime, happy prepping, and I hope this was helpful. And I hope you have a great week. Bye.